Harrison, Tony, what's going on,
Black
man?
History Month, Black History Month, man. We doing this for the culture.
Little people, big people, all people. This is another episode of Buffed Up Sports, the only podcast that talks Detroit sports, the WNBA, and boxing. Go to buffedupsports.com. Please subscribe. With that being said, again, thanks y'all. Hope you enjoy this one. Let's get on with the show.
What's up, everybody? It's another episode of Buffed Up Sports. Y'all know me, RJ. Got my boy Mondes with me, but y'all see who's in the middle, man. This is a very special episode of Buffed Up Sports. This is probably the biggest one in history. I mean, we here at the 482 Bob's Lounge. Man, I'm telling y'all, like I said, it's probably the biggest episode we done had. We got a very special guest, the man who runs the 482 Bob's Lounge. We got the owner of Superbad Boxing Gym, a pillar in the Detroit community. In fact, it don't get no more Detroit than this man. Y'all see the ring gear he'll wear to the fight. Y'all see the buffs he got on. Come on, man. But we got an undisputed champion trainer. We got the WBC junior middleweight champion of the world. The one, the only, Tony Superbad Harrison. Tony, what's going on, man?
Black History Month, Black History Month, man. We doing this for the culture.
We doing it for the culture, man. We doing it for the culture. I'm so glad we got you on today. Tony's taking the time out of his busy schedule to get this in with us, so we appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. We ain't going to keep it too long. But, Tony, man, you come from a boxing family. Your grandfather boxed, your pops boxed. But what made you actually fall in love with the sport? Was it just the fact you saw your family do it? Were you just naturally good? Was it the money that came with it? Or, what was it that made you fall in love with boxing?
Well, in all honesty, I didn't choose boxing. Boxing kind of chose me. You know what I mean? I never really loved boxing. I love fighting. I grew up fighting, and boxing was just my way not to get killed from doing something I actually enjoy doing for free.
Was you fighting in school a lot, or?
School, outside. I was known in the neighborhood, 7 Mile, for fighting. I was known for when anybody came in, other neighborhoods came to Peterson Park. We made a reputation of, you gotta earn it.
Right on. So, yeah, it's that's where the name Superbad came from?
No, actually, I got the name Superbad from Emanuel Steward. He actually gave me that name from Bernard Superbad Mays, who was one of his most prestigious fighters at Crunk. So I ended up signing with Emanuel Steward, and he's like, you special. I'm gonna call you Superbad like I did Bernard Superbad Mays.
I gotta ask, since you was one of the last people to be trained by Emanuel, what made him such a great coach? He turned so many fighters to champions. What was different between him and how was it just training him every day?
I think Manny was like a Nick Saban kind of guy when it came down to boxing. He was real strict. He was real stern on just repetition and technique, and a lot of trainers get a little fancy. It just became a time now where TikTok is kind of, important for fighters, and Instagram is kind of important for fighters. So, the generation the man you grew up in was just repetition. It was just beat the wood until you ain't got no more wood left. It's just beat it down until your limbs know nothing else but how to do one thing and do this the correct way. So it was just, Manny was a guy that was big on repetition. He was big on just technique and having good balance and good base and just the simple stuff that, that's kind of forgot about now with today's trainers.
They really focus on the fundamentals.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Great fundamentals can make you great at anything. That's it. Fundamentals.
When I think of your style, because I watch all your fights, when I think of your style, I don't see a dude that's just stronger, bullying, faster than everybody. I see a dude that really know how to control the pace, use his IQ, control it with his jab. Where you say that stem from? You say you used to fight a lot, but when I see the sweet science. So describe your style, man.
I mean, you kind of hit it on the nose. I think like for me going into fights, I don't think I'm the strongest. Like I don't think I'm the biggest. I don't think I'm the fastest. But I think put it all together, I just don't think it's nobody that was better than me at doing. Like if my attributes on Madden is my speed is 98 and my catching is 90, like I just don't think nobody was put together as well as I was put together. You know what I mean?
So, Tony, you've had some unforgettable fights in your career. You know, had a dominated win against George Sosa. You pitched a shutout against Sergio Garcia. You had two chess matches with Jermell Charlo. So I got to talk about the biggest win of your career, the night you became the world champion. The WBC junior middleweight champion of the world, Craig. Of the world. Not the city, but the world. Talk to me about that.
I mean, I think it was dope. I just think that fight for me personally reflected Detroit. I think it was. I was so counted out and a heavy. It was like a 9-1 underdog. It was just like that fight for me was just like, oh, this is what Detroit is about. You know what I mean? Like this is what living in a city that has nothing to do with anything but fighting. This is my moment to show everybody why Detroit will always be alive. And it was just it was the moment was just it was just all around my kind of fight. If I could fight that fight 10 times in a row, I probably would fight that fight 10 times in a row. It was so much animosity, so much dislike, and it became a thing. It was a city versus city kind of thing. It was all Houston all in my inbox, you and all that. You know what I mean? So it was all I'm pretty sure it was people from. It was even people from Detroit telling me I wasn't gonna win against him. So it was one of those things like I thrive off people telling me what I could not do. So it was one of those moments for me, man. It was amazing.
Because it's like you had an outer body experience when they announced the decision. Because you dang near knocked the cameraman over. Like, I don't know how many times you probably went back and rewatched that fight, but I remember that vividly. Like, everybody could see it, like the true joy. Like, I could just tell, like I said, you had an outer body experience. But, I mean, that's probably an indescribable feeling, becoming a world champ. So, I mean, you know, you don't get to talk to too many world champions every day, and you one of how many? So it's like props, man, props.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The last person from Detroit to win a world title was Tommy Hearns, and I was like, well, the WBC title. Let me correct that because K9 went and won a world title too, himself. But the green belt. You know, the most prestigious, the green belt, you know, the one Money Mayweather made seem so phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like coming up, it's just like I wanted no other belt but the green belt. You know what I mean? I had to take it from the top dog, and it was Jermell was the best fighter in our division at the moment, so I had to take it from the top dog.
Man, I want to see a third fight. I don't care. I want to see a third fight.
Man, look, man, he gonna wait till we walking in walkers. To want to do it again, but like I said, I mean I kind of understand it because I'm not an easy fight for nobody. You know what I mean? In the backlash that will come from that fight when he loses, it would be like it'd be you could lose to anybody but don't lose to Tony. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of moments, and I would have loved to do it again, but like I said, it just shows me the world isn't built how I'm built. You know what I mean? Like it's no way I could dislike somebody that much and say 1-1 and I'm cool with that.
No,
you know
that's what I'm saying. Like
you know what I mean?
Y'all gotta settle that
come
one.
on,
Like
man.
that's what I'm saying.
but like I said, if it was gonna happen, it would have been happening because you've watched Triple G. And Canelo fight. Yeah. You know, you watch them settle the score. You watch Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury settle the score. You know what I mean? So it's just like they not built like me. Like everybody, like fighting is a sport of controversy. Like if you're not it's not for the weak. You know what I mean? So if you can't put up with the controversy that come with wins and losses, like I just don't think you should be fighting. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to go out undefeated, and everybody wants to be, oh, I was the best fighter ever. And to me, the best fighter ever lost 5 times. You know what I mean? So,
You say that is
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, I think the greatest of all time. I think probably at least 50% of people in the world will probably agree with Muhammad Ali is the best fighter of all times. You know what I mean? So that just shows you that it doesn't matter if you lose. I just think the kind of fights that he was put in, the charisma he had, the stuff he stood for while being a fighter made him the greatest fighter ever. And I just don't think people on a competitive level, like when you fight somebody that on a competitive level, I want to do it again. Win, lose, or draw, I want to do it again. And the sport came down to if you lose to this guy, it's like, oh, you can't fight this guy again. Tommy Hearns and Ray Leonard did it multiple times. You know what I mean? Like you got the best fighters the best fights in the world. Man, Marquez versus Pacquiao fought 5 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just think that when it's just compatible, and I just think it comes down to being compatible, and I think me and him are compatible to fighting each other. I don't like him. He don't like me.
I was about to say
that makes for compatibility. You know what I mean? Like I just think we're compatible towards one another. You know what I mean? I'm a talking when I don't like you. He's not a talking, but you know what I mean? I just think the compatibility it makes for us to make a ton of money if we were to ever do it again.
Yeah, definitely. I say that every great fighter got a great dance partner. And I feel like the way the lead up, the fight, even the second fight, it was so close. A lot of people thought you had the lead.
I know I did. Shoot, I thought you were winning.
And then he stole it at the end. A trilogy just makes sense. But the build up, I'll say for the build up, is that like your favorite build up?
I'm not gonna say it's I would say it's my favorite because it was nobody I had to dislike fighting them. You know what I mean? So the build up was real. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, oh, that's fake. It like you've never seen me cut into nobody before.
You can tell when it's
you know
real,
what I mean? Like you could tell when. Like I at one point I'm just like, dude, like let's just fight right now, right here, and let's just cut the fight off and let's just do it. That's how much dislike I had for the fighter I was fighting. You know what I mean? So I just think it was probably my best talking fight ever because I never had to talk to nobody because it wasn't personal for me with nobody else. You know, with him it was just personal.
On top of being a world champion, you was also the trainer of an undisputed world champion. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're the first active fighter to be a champion of be a trainer of an undisputed fighter. So let's just talk about the lead up, training, kind of switching roles, going from fighter to trainer at the highest level.
Well, for me, I just think, I think knowledge it doesn't have an age limit to it. So when people be like, oh, well, he too young to be training, it was a lot of people like, he shouldn't be training you. Like training is a 60-year-old job or a 70-year-old job. And I think the knowledge I've had from my father, from my grandfather, passing it down from my father, and then me linking up with Emanuel Steward and me being in camp at the camp with champion at the champion, I think I learned more than some older people even live. You know what I mean? So I just think I had so much in me to give, and it was just the right circumstance at the right time because AB was training with my father. And when he passed, you know, she started with my brother, and then we cut ties. You know, it was just it was a thing that kept it all in the family. But I was grateful just for a fighter that was as good as her of her magnitude would trust me. You know what I mean? To say, you know what, let's try to make this thing go and let's try to make this thing work. And I thought it was, you know, like I give her flowers for just giving me the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that will not give the opportunity to their homie. You know what I mean? And that's really what it was. Like, my homie is qualified for the job. You know what I mean? Like, for her on her side, it's like my homie is qualified for the job. You know what I mean? No matter his age. You know what I mean? When she heard me talk and I talk about boxing, she understands, like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I was just thankful for the opportunity, man. We flourished, man, and I'm talking about it was.
I mean, she became undisputed, so.
Oh my, that's a fighter's dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's only so many. I could probably count on both hands how many people have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Floyd Mayweather isn't one of them. You know, he's never done that. So for you to do that, capture every single belt, man, it was just like that's the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? So, and she did it, and I was able to be a part of that, and
Yes, sir.
you know, I was forever thankful for that.
Watching that fight live, seeing like the emotion, the celebration, like you could tell, like, wow, I just did it with my best homie.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta ask, what happened with that like relationship? And do you think y'all ever be able to team up again?
I just think growth. I just think she got to a point in her life where, you know, she felt like Detroit. She reached her pinnacle of living in Detroit. You know what I mean? So she went to a better market. She went in, I think she lives in Vegas, but she went to a fighter's market. You know what I mean? So and that could be of anything. It could be endorsement wise, it could be sponsor wise, it could be better trainer wise, it could be, you know, and then but the thing is, she wasn't held back. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't hold her back to say, oh no, we gonna do, like, it's like, if that's where you see fit, because boxing is an individual sport. Like, you have to be happy. Yeah. Like when you're like, you don't lose you don't win if you're not happy. So it's all about being comfortable and happy. You know what I mean? So whatever made her happy was just like, I love you. Do your thing. I'm praying for you. Go float. You know what I mean? Just remember everything you learn here and take that and fly high. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a thing like it was held back. It was no animosity towards it. It's not a hate thing. It's grow. It's a growth thing. If that's what you think you need for growth, do your thing.
So it's a mutual thing, not like, because, you know, media gonna try to say, oh, some drama involved and all, but it was on good terms.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I just don't think I'm on bad terms with nobody. I don't know who on bad terms with me, but I'm not on bad terms with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have that kind of energy in my heart to say I think about you that much for me to have bad energy for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have no bad energy for nobody. It's just whatever is her. This is, at the end of the day, it wasn't my career. It was her career. You know what I mean? Like, my career and I'm from Detroit, is based on loyalty. You know what I mean? Like, I would never leave nobody. You know what I mean? Like, how I start is how I want to finish, and that's just my mindset. You know what I mean?
Too before, yeah.
Yeah. So how I start, I want to finish it out the same way. So that's my mind. That's my mindset. You know, somebody else's mindset could be, I can go here and make and grow better in whatever way. You know what I mean? But I just felt like, when you are the star, when you are the one, it don't matter where you from. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go to another city when you're the one. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I was up, like, I was the one. They asked me to move to California before I even turned pro, and I told them no. When I was pro, they told me to move to Vegas. They asked me would I move to Vegas for, and I told them no. I'm a Detroiter through and through. You know what I mean? And I went to win a world title. So I just proved a lot of people wrong when they told me, oh, you got to leave. And it was people that was around me like, oh, you got to leave Detroit to grow. And I just felt like I proved everybody wrong. Like, you can do it how you want to do it. As long as you're dedicated to what you're doing, just you do it your way. And I think boxing is one of those sports you have to do it your way. Whatever your way look like, do it your way, because at the end of the day, when you lose, you lose. You know what I mean? Like, And it's a lot of people like, oh, his trainer didn't do, but I lost. It no matter what the trainer could do, like that. Like, and then this the thing, like a lot of people blame a lot on trainers, but it's like I only get 1 minute in between each round to talk to my trainer. 1 minute. And trust me, when you jab me again the next round, I forgot everything my trainer just told me. So when we talk about blaming trainers, no. We blame the fighter because the fighter lost what the trainer just told him because he got jabbed again or he got right hand again or somebody grabbed him or you know what I mean? Like that stuff is forgetting. That stuff is forgotten so fast. You know what I mean? So I don't blame a trainer. You know, it's me in there. I do it and I must be happy while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like fighting is the art. Fighting is the ultimate. Is the ultimate. You have to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's the ultimate. You got to figure it out kind of moment. You know what I mean? Like, how do I get past this part? If somebody does something better and they fast, or okay, damn, what can I do to? It's the ultimate. Figure it out, and that's just and that's life. You know what I mean? Like when you walk through life and you're like, damn, I gotta pay this DT bill.
Yeah.
How the gotta figure that out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Real
the
life.
ultimate. I figured out. You know what I mean? It's the ultimate, and that's the kind of mindset I have in life. Period. It's like I figured out. You know what I mean? I'm never down bad because I'm always gonna figure it out.
I always say that boxing like reflects your life. You get knocked down, you get back up. You get in there, you getting touched up a little. If you can't figure something out, you gotta figure it out. And I feel like your career like shows that you won your first world title after already taking an L.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will count you out. They always say you was good as your last fight, but you was able to bounce back and get a world title after that. So I feel like that's a great analogy.
Yeah, that's truth, man. It's just like it's like that moment, my first loss, that moment, because I was riding high. I was, you know what I mean? Like I was 22-0, 19 knockouts. You know what I mean? Like I was riding super high, and then it's like I had to after my first loss, I had to grab myself, and it was like that moment when it made me feel like, okay, cool, I lost. That zero is off my back now. You know what I mean? It was a lot of weight that was just on my back, just being undefeated from Detroit. It was no light shedded on Detroit sports at all. Like, the football team was ass. The basketball team was ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The hockey, baseball team. And it was like, it was just like we it was like a sunken city. You know what I mean? Everybody, the reputation of Detroit is don't go to Detroit. You know what I mean? That's when killing was probably at an all-time high. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was a weight lifted off my back to say, okay, cool. Go have fun like you used to have in the amateurs, because everybody lost in the amateurs. Yeah. Everybody. You know what I mean? So, and it was like, but it was so much fun. It was just like, it was like nobody was criticized for a loss. It was just like, okay, cool. I get to do this again in 3 more months and go to the next tournament, and I'm looking to see this same guy again. You know what I mean? And it was like, once you turn pro, once you lose, that fight would never happen again. And I wanted to fight everybody I lost to. I wanted to fight again, but I could never do it because everybody felt like that was the medal on the blue star. It was just like, oh, I don't have to do it again. I beat you already. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, where's the competitiveness in fighting that I have that everybody else don't have? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure once somebody loses somebody, they want to do it again. They want to do it again. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm not the only one that thinks that way, but I'm the only one that probably will have the pleasure to give somebody else that opportunity to do it again. Like I did Jermell. Like I could have probably waited that out and told him I don't want him to do it again. Like I beat you.
That was
like,
our next fight though.
You know what I'm saying? My next fight after taking a year off was against the man that they told me was the best. You know what I mean? So I never shied away from a competitive fight. Like and that's I think what's wrong with just boxing. Period. Everybody shying away from the competitive fights because they win or lose or don't do it again. But my thing is, when it comes down to ratings and selling, making money and marketing and selling tickets, some of your best marketing fights were probably the ones you lost. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My fight with Jermell was probably it was at that moment when I lost, probably feel like the next 2 years it probably was marketably the biggest fight that could have been made in boxing again. You know what I mean? They could have made us tons of money because that's, in hindsight, that's really what you're doing it for, the money. You know, at that point, you know what I mean? I started it off doing it for fun.
You made it now. So.
But then it's like, oh, now it's about money. You know what I mean? And both
yeah.
of us could make a ton of money doing this again. So, yeah, it was fun. Boxing is fun, man. Fighting was just fun.
I know while we talking about losses and whatnot, because, I mean, it's no secret you had your high of highs with wins. Mm-hmm. You've also experienced tough losses. You've had your losses in and out the ring. You know, like we said, you lost your belt. Emanuel Steward passed. Your father passed. So the one thing can't nobody take away from you that I want to tell you myself is that every time you did take a loss, you got back up. I mean, as far as like you always found a way to bounce back. So I want to give you your props there, but I want to know, how did you find the strength to bounce back? Like, not only just get out of the bed in the morning after taking losses like that, but to even get back in the ring. Because I just want to know, like, what was the motivation to even, like I said, not only get out the bed, but get back in the ring? What did it take for you to find your purpose at that point?
I just think, like I said, I blame a lot of faults and success on me just being from where I'm from. You know what I mean? Like, I think the circumstances from where I'm from, it's like my family didn't like. Let me just tell you what a knockout is. A knockout is when you just don't get up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people like, oh, he got knocked out. No, he got up, and the ref decided to say,
wave it off.
I'm gonna wave it off. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I don't ever want to be knocked out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want to get hit with something that I can't get back up from. You know what I mean? And I'm going to show it's more people with more relation to the person that got knocked out than the person that's doing the knocking out. You know what I mean? Like, it's more people in life that gets knocked down every single day than the people that's winning. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm one of those guys to be like, okay, all you gotta do is get back up
and you did,
and do it again. You know what I mean? And do it again. Like, but the mindset that Detroit gave me, and like I said, street fighting from the beginning, it's like, you don't want to fight me because not that I will win. You know, I'm pretty sure 90% of them I will win, but it's not that I will win every single fight that I will have in a street fight. It's that I would never stop fighting you every single time I see you. And that's the characteristic of being a fighter from Detroit. I just don't think people carry that kind of spirit no more. You know, so it was easy for me to get back up because when I see you again, I'm going to do it again. And I may lose again, but guess what? I'm going to see you again. And I'm going to do it again. You ever seen somebody sitting outside, waiting outside in the bushes without a gun? And as soon as you come out, I just want to fight? Like, that's the kind of mindset I have. And you're going to quit before I quit. You're going to be like, man, this guy, I just don't even want to come outside no more because this guy, I know I'm going to see this guy, and this guy's going to fight me every single time, in and out, through and through. So it was easy for me to just not lay down. Like, I'm from the city where we just don't. I cannot lay down. You know what I mean? I won't lay down. I cannot lay down. No matter what you look like or how you feel about it, I would never in my life ever lay down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
knock me down all you want to, but I won't lay down.
Cause what's the gram name? Made it Detroit.
Oh yeah, that's the grand name. Made it. that's what made the guy that I am today.
Man, I wish more fighters had that mentality. I promise you, boxing would be so better off. Everybody just wanted to, like, you the best. I want the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Show me. And you fought at 154, like your generation. You won a few dudes who fought them all. You fought Charlo. You fought
my first world title fight was Jared
Hurd.
People were scared of.
Oh man, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even right after that fight, like that's my boy right now, and I'm like, let's fight again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's my boy. Like, that ain't like it's no animosity. Like, probably one of the most respectable families I've ever seen from an opponent that I fought. And like even he's respectable. But like I said, like
See him again.
I wanted to see him again. You know, he laughed at all, but that's my boy, man. And yeah, man, I wanted to just give, at my time of prime, I wanted to give people the best fights I could give them. You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted to shy away from a good fight. You know what I mean? Because that's what boxing is about. And I think boxing now is starting to make the turnaround where guys are really starting to step up and fight the best guys because of Turkey Alycia paying them money for guys to be able to say, all right, it's worth me taking the loss.
Yeah, give all that
You know what
money.
I mean?
Yeah.
The money is like, okay, it's worth me taking the loss. Yeah.
I gotta ask. It's been 2 years since you've been in the ring, and it sounds like you ready to get back in there, depending on the right person. But I gotta say first, I'll speak for me and RJ.
Okay.
We due for a Tony Harrison card in the city. Like, what would it take for you to get back in the ring? And have you ever thought about bringing a fight home to Detroit?
Honestly, man, I'm honestly working on giving us one this summer.
Man, please let it happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Please
So
let it happen.
look, live and in action for Black History Month, my boy RJ and his co-partner. Nobody has heard this yet, but I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. I'm just trying to find the right dance partner, the right backing with the money, the right stadiums, the right venue. I love fighting, man. I love fighting so much, but in actuality, the truth of it is when you sit out for so long, when you got that knife that you used to cut all that steak with and you don't cut that steak for 2 years with that knife becomes dull. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what happened when you just don't compete or whatever you do. If you don't run, if you don't hoop, if you don't play, like eventually the stuff that you were sharp at before, it ain't so sharp. So then when you see him fight, you're like, oh, this guy's a has-been, or this guy ain't got it no more. But no, it ain't that he don't got it. It's he hasn't been active enough to keep it as sharp as you would want him to keep it. So for me, I'm just like, money isn't even the thing. It's not even the topic no more. You know what I mean? It's just like, I want to compete. I want to find guys that want to compete just like me, and I want to compete. You know, so hopefully I can find a good competitor, a good promoter to come co-back something that I think is long overdue.
Yes, it is.
Long overdue. And
10 years since you fought in the city?
And the thing is, now is the perfect time. You know what I mean? Sports in Detroit is
jumping.
bubbling. It's bubbling. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn the eye down. Like, it's bubbling. I think it's right now is like perfect timing to find a good dance partner. But I'm actually fighting to get back in that ring in the summertime.
My man's Tony said he ready to make it happen. So like, let's get it on. Whoever we gotta talk to, whoever gotta talk to him, let's make it happen, man. What's up, everybody? If you didn't know, I am a car salesman. I'm a car salesman at Gene Butman Ford. Yes, I sell cars. I sell new. I sell used. Whatever you are trying to hop in and drive off with, I will sell it to you. So come check me out, RJ at Gene Butman Ford. You can call me at 734-544-2870. You can email me, which is rjhunt@butmanford.com. We are located on Washington Avenue. We right near Eastern Michigan campus. So come check us out. Come check me out. And hey, touchdown on your new car and drive like a superstar. We talked about Detroit sports. You know, the city is back. Like we talked about it earlier. Red Wings, Lions, Pistons, Tigers, they was all down on their back. But just in the past year alone, you've had the Lions make the playoffs back-to-back seasons now. Tigers, they back. They just won a playoff series. Nobody saw that coming. The Red Wings and the Pistons, they looking like they about to make the playoffs this season. So with all that being said, we've watched our Detroit team struggle over the years. But now things are starting to finally take a turn. How does it feel? Because like I said, ain't nobody know more Detroit than you. So, like, you being the Detroit sports fan that you are, like I said, you made in Detroit himself. So like, how has it been watching the city, as far as sports go, take a turn?
I think I mean, I love it. Like, just being from the city of Detroit, I love that our city now is the visitation space because of sports. You know what I mean? Like, I love Detroit. I love everything about Detroit. A lot of people have never even been to Detroit to hate it, but they hate it just because of the rumors. And I love Detroit. I love the sports are coming together, and I've had a handle on, you know, putting my hand on some of these sports teams. You know what I mean? So I just appreciate the higher powers getting the right group of people together, and that's what it is. I think the Detroit Lions got the right group of people together. The Tigers got the right group of people. The Red Wings got the right group of people. The Pistons have now got the right group of people to compete. And I just think for me per se, because I'm Detroit through and through. I'm not Detroit sports team through and through. I'm Detroit through and through, and I just think our teams have to do a better job making a presentation to other kids that look just like us. You know what I mean? I don't think they do a good enough job motivating the people that look like us. You know what I mean? And it's not even a monetary thing. You know, it's not even a money thing. Okay. It's a, you know how good I would have felt if I was a kid and Tommy Hearns would have walked in my school with all those belts. Yeah. I was already motivated myself, but to see it would have just made me that much more focused. You know what I mean? And I just think all our team, that's why I think the best draft pick we've have drafted within the last 20 years, to my recollection, is Jamison Williams.
I knew you was about to say that. That's my boy.
It's J-Mo. You know what I mean? Like for him to go to L. George's and that, like, I'm not even talking about, because I don't know what he does. I've never met him. I don't know what he does. But the kind of light that it sheds on Detroit. And I mean, that's real Detroit. He goes to L. George's on 6 Mile. That is real Detroit. Right. That's not him going to West Bloomfield. Nah. That's not him going to Southfield. That's not none of those outer skirted teams and outer skirted cities that for people that don't look like us. That's 6 Mile. That's Cerveny. That's Winship. That's, you know what I mean? Like, and that's that. And I think most of the people we draft, it's nobody. I just don't think, and it, like I said, I could be wrong, but I just don't think it's no athlete that I know per se, and I'm just giving you my knowledge. No athlete that I know per se that doesn't come from an ex-superstar or ex-celebrity or ex-basketball player or kid of a ex-great basketball or football or whatever sport you in player that doesn't come from poverty. You know what I mean? And when you go to guys like that's drafted, that we draft, that'll be from Compton or to be from Chicago or to be from like Derrick Rose. Like, I just think that Derrick Rose understands the assignment. I just think a lot of athletes just don't understand the assignment. You know what I mean? Like,
you're a legend out there, man.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I just think you got to understand the assignment. When you get drafted to these teams in these cities, it's like, look out for the people that look like you. Like, you come from poverty just like these kids do. You know what I mean? It's like nobody reaches back to come touch our kids. And like I said, not monetary, not money, but just show up. You never know who that motivates. You know what I mean? Like, some people that just motivated off visual. Like, let me see K walking this. Let me see this person. Let me see Barry Sanders walking this building of poverty, and show me that he cares about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's I think that's really what it's all about. And that's why people don't really see me out, because like, first off, boxing has made me a loner. I'm already a loner. But it's just like people don't care about what I tend to care about on a motivational side of things. You know what I mean? Like I go back to King, and I go back to Mumford, and I go back to Winship, or you know what I mean? Like those kind of
schools,
them schools, but the schools that look like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the schools at West Bloor, they don't need me to come out there. You know what I mean? The schools
They already well off.
yeah,
you know?
they were like, and then they, you know, the schools that got rich families, and I don't knock them, but I want to motivate the person to get out of the hood like me. You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes it's just showing up. Like it ain't about no money. Just show up. You know what I mean? Show the kids, get the kids a basketball, or shake a kid hand. You know, and sometimes that's all it takes. But that's why you don't see me out, man, because I just don't think it's as much love for people that look like me from the people that are up right now. And that's why I salute Jay. I've never met him, but when I tell you I salute him, man, I salute that man. I salute that man. He ride around and he goes to L. George's, man. And like I said, and I'm pretty sure that's the least of what he do. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's the least of what we did. That's what we know about. And he'll ride around through it and he'll walk through it. And I'm like, people need to understand that our sports players are bigger than the president. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're more recognized than the president. You know what I'm saying? Like when them people come in and come around it, man, they get hugs, they get kisses, and people be like, man, I gotta ride around with this. I'm like, no, you are the president of this joint. You know what I'm saying? Like,
show you nothing but love.
Man, it ain't gonna be nothing but love. And then if something was to happen to you, you'll get a million people around here fighting for you before you even have to throw a punch. It'll be everybody else jumping on somebody for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of love Detroit carries for our sports, man. And I love our sports, man. But I just don't think I just don't think I meet eye to eye with the players. You know what I mean?
I mean, you make a good point though, cause like, for example, I remember like the first athlete I met when I was a kid was Chauncey Billups, and so, like you said, that sticks with a kid. But then even with yourself, man, in the intro, I said it, you're a pillar of the community though. Like, you might say you're a loner, but I don't want nobody getting it twisted. Tony doing his thing. Like I said, we here at 482. You got super bad at the gym. You training the young bulls. Hey, you do the football coaching. Like, you make sure you take care of the kids and the people of your community. So, man, definitely give yourself some flowers too. I want to make that known real quick. Like, nah, give yourself some credit. But
definitely, I box as well, and like all the coaches, every time we bring up super bad, Tony, he a cool dude. He'll show love. I see you at all the amateur fights. There's no Hollywood, nothing. It's like real. I'm gonna show love to the community. I'm gonna show love to the kids. Like you said, you coach the high schoolers, not the high schoolers, the little kids. And I'll always see you posting, reposting high school football players or high school basketball players. Just giving like a quick shout out, like, hey, that was a good game.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to love. Like, that's just love. Like, it don't cost nobody a quarter to see a post to be like, oh, let me share this. You know what I mean? It don't cost a quarter. You know what I'm saying? For me to be like, oh, and some of these guys don't even be from Detroit. It's just like, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me share that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like people are so glorified that they feel like they too cool to show the next person some love, and they don't cost them a dime. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost a quarter. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, that's and trust me, that you understand the motivation they take when somebody on a high level shares something to somebody else or share Instagram post or page. You know how much motivation that is? It's like, okay, let me do something else special again, so he can see it again and let him share it again. But that just made that person go that much more harder for you to just share it. You know what I mean? For somebody to be like, oh, that was dope, and just share it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that me and everybody else meet eye to eye with what it looks like to support our people. You know what I mean? And that's really all it needs. Like, nobody needs money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, I think all these athletes think that when you come around somewhere, somebody with poverty or a povertized situation, that somebody begging you for money. Ain't nobody begging you for money. Nobody will know. Like. First off, number one, we men ourselves. Men, I was always taught a man not supposed to beg. So we ain't begging for no money. We just begging you for the love, for the love, and that's free. We just need the love. So, like I said, I just don't think I meet eye to eye with everybody else. But as far as the city itself and the teams itself, man, it's nothing greater. You know what I mean? And Clarissa Shields just showed us when she fought at the Palace how much our city loves a good scrap.
They showed up. And
You
showed
know what I'm
out.
saying? Like our city loves a good scrap. Like and it's begging for a good scrap. You know what I mean? It's begging for good for good fight energy, good barbecues in the summertime to go see a good fight. You know what I'm saying? A good little brew. You know what I mean? A good little, just a good situation, good vibe. Because ain't nobody fighting at a fight most of the time.
Nah, because everybody there to have
Everybody
fun.
there, ain't nobody, and you don't know who in there. All these people in here are fighters. So people that goes to fights, most of them are fighters, or they love fighting. So there's nobody backing away from a fight. So ain't nobody in a fight. Everybody's just sitting there having a good time. But the city is just begging for another good scrap, man. And trust me, if I could put my hand on it, we'll be doing it this summer.
Like we gonna cross our fingers. We will look.
Buffed Up Sports there for sure.
Like nah, literally. Like hey, as soon as them tickets go on sale, like we grabbing them. But no, before we get out of here, I like to play a little game with everybody called Rapid Fire. Of course, Tony hasn't seen these questions yet. We try to ask him some lighthearted questions, but it's called Rapid Fire because I want you to answer with the first thing that come to mind.
All right.
Because I'm gonna ask the next one just like that. So,
All
right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so here we go. Rapid Fire. Let's see how we do. How old were you when you got your first pair of buffs?
20.
20. All right. What was your favorite ring gear to the ring?
I would have to say the Lions.
The Lions
I would
one?
have to say the Lions.
Cause shoot, I wore the Tigers one. I'm like, hey, that's what you
Yeah, that's
when you
yeah,
won,
that,
you know?
that's what I wanted to build in. But I just thought creativity. I think the lady that did the Lions one, I just thought creativity was. It was like the features and the details. It was amazing.
Hey, the pause on the Rapid Fire because I gotta say this real quick. I'm not a fan of the Pistons teal personally, but that teal that you wore,
Oh, you know what? That's the best one. That's the best one. That's the best one. I be forgetting that what I but
that was hard.
That's
right
the best
there.
one. That's
That
I had
teal
the
was
snap
hard.
away pants. I had the warm up shot. That right there. That was the best one. And then I also represented my boy who, like I said, when I go out to sports, I like to go because I f with somebody, and Sadiq Bey was my guy. So I ended up repping his number. So yeah.
Like I said, I ain't even a fan of the teal, but that one right there, I was like, that's hard. That's hard. But no, back to the Rapid Fire. Where we leave off at. If you weren't a boxer, what do you think you'd be doing?
Drug dealing.
Man, you about to be like BMF or something?
No, I wouldn't have been at that high of a level. Because it probably wouldn't have been cocaine. Probably would have just been weed.
Okay. I thought he was going to say like football or something, but all right. Do you have a favorite Detroit sports team?
Lions.
What's your dream match featuring yourself versus someone? It could be past or present.
Charlo.
We need that third fight. How old were you? No, I already asked that one. Excuse me. What is your favorite fight that doesn't include you?
My favorite fight that doesn't include me, I could probably sit and watch George Foreman versus Ryan Lau every day.
You went old school with that one.
Yeah, I could probably watch that fight every day.
He went deep in the bag for that one. Let's see. Since you always singing on your IG story, you know, we had karaoke night the other night here at 42. So I got to ask you, who's an artist that you got to see in concert if you haven't already seen that person already?
Man, that's a good one. I would say that I haven't seen on an R&B level or like
whatever, man. You always singing, so I'm like, maybe it is.
Yeah,
R&B.
you know what? I would probably say, give me some. I already seen him though.
You could say, like I said, if you haven't already seen him.
I would say some old school, like some Charlie Wilson or some
Oh, you sing it.
some Tevin Campbell. or some like it's just gotta be some real like for me, man. I'm at the age, man. I like the sexy vibes now. You know what I mean? Like all the ghetto shit kind of like out my system.
Nah, I got that.
You know what I mean? So I'm more the I'm more of an R&B. Like I like the women walking around sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like not on no hood, right? No sexy red.
You don't like that sexy red glow?
Nah, you know, I listen to me. I with Glorilla. I with Glorilla, man. I think she a dope ass art. I think she dope and she look nice. I think she straight as hell too. You know what I mean?
Nah,
so
ain't nobody gonna argue on
yeah.
that
So it's not that I'm against it. I'm definitely not against them. I'm not against that or them. I just think that the vibe that I create now is just like I don't want nobody shooting at me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want that smooth. I want that smooth chill. I'm gonna chill. Man.
And then the last one, what's the funniest or the most unexpected thing that's happened to you during your career?
Unexpected?
Funny or unexpected?
Well, unexpectedly, I don't smoke weed. Let me get it. I don't smoke weed. Nobody around. Nobody. My brother. We don't. None of us smoke weed. Mm-hmm. My dad. Me and my dad made a pact. I said, Daddy, we win this fight tonight, we gonna hit a blunt. The funniest moment. And maybe, you know what, maybe a guy didn't want us to win that fight because we didn't win it because God like, no, we don't need y'all smoking no weed. But it was the second Charlo. I'm like, Pop, look, we win this fight. No, I didn't smoke it, but the fact my dad told me like, all right, let's do it. It's just like, man, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. You know what I mean? So that right there was probably the moment for me to show me like that man is riding with me. You know what I'm saying? Because my daddy was 60 or something. I don't know how old he was. He was probably like, but he like, I hit it with you. You know, and he probably never smoked a blunt a day in his life either. But
he like, you do it, you win, we rolling with it.
We rolling, like, you know what I'm saying? However you feeling, I'm feeling, and we gonna rock it out. But that moment right there just showed me who is for me. Like, sometimes the moments that you need to see when somebody's for you, it ain't always a bad thing. Like you don't gotta get jumped, or you don't gotta be broke. You know what I mean? Like it's just sometimes it's just the moment like if you jump, I jump. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like skydiving, you go, I go. You know what I'm saying? Even if they terrified to go, like you go, I go. And sometimes that's just what being down with somebody look like. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad just showed me. He was we don't smoke at all, never hit a blunt. But the fact that it's like
he was ready.
The fact that the people around me smoke weed, and when they do smoke, I'm like, that smell kind of good. Let me just hit that one time, and it's like my dad was like, no, you know what? I'll rock out and I'll do it with you. You know what I'm saying? It just that's my moment right there.
No, shout out Pops, man. But no, you got anything you want to plug in before we wrap it up, or?
No, so I just want to say thank y'all, man, for coming out Black History Month. I thank you for being a young black entrepreneur, both of y'all. That's real. Young black entrepreneurs, and this has been my first interview I've done probably in like 2-3 years, like. Man. You know what I mean? So it's for me. It's great to give it to our brothers. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all, and just stay in tune with the journey, man, and support our kids that's getting ready to go to national tournaments coming up, and pay attention to my page, man, and you'll see the dope individuals that we got working at our gym, man, and that gym is literally worth more than me winning that belt. It's worth more because I get the opportunity to grab so many more people that want to be just like me or come from situations just like me, to say, you know what, we got this guy here each and every day showing us how this needs to be done, and the camaraderie that my brother has had with these kids, and my mom works at the gym, and my other brother works at the gym, and I mean, that's literally like the staple to say somebody else can do exactly what you just did. And that gym is literally head and stone the best thing I've ever created. Besides my children, the best thing I've ever created from the sport of boxing. Like that, this lounge that we're in came from the sport of boxing. My gym came from the sport of boxing. My car, my house, all that came from the sport of boxing. But literally, the gym trumps everything that I've created from the sport of boxing. So I just want everybody to just keep paying attention to those kids because they grind, they busting their ass, and they ain't leaving no stone unturned. So, yeah, just show them kids love, man. Superbad Incorporated.
Now, I'll definitely drop your socials on here, but also the address. Superbad. We make sure everybody check the kids out. Like I said, we gotta support these young boys. So, Tony, appreciate it, man. Glad you did this for us. All right, y'all, it's a wrap. Thank you all for listening to today's episode. I hope you come back for more episodes. Remember to please subscribe on whatever platform you are watching or listening to Buffed Up Sports on. If you can, comment, leave a rating, leave a review, because I love to hear all the feedback. I mean, feedback is appreciated. So the comments, the reviews, the ratings are appreciated. Also, remember to send it to a friend, send it to 2 friends, send it to 3 friends if you love today's episode, all right? And even if you didn't, still send it to them to tell them how bad it is. I don't care what you do. Just send it to some folks, please. Please. But remember to go to buffedupsports.com. That is the official Buffed Up Sports website. There you will have the social media links that I'm on. You will also find the platforms that the podcast is available on. And you will find the ways to, support the channel on with the cha-ching-ching, if you know what I'm saying. So, remember these words. Spread love. Keep your chest out. Hold your head up. Show off them pretty teeth. And don't y'all worry about a thing. Until next time, y'all be good out there. And God bless you all. Peace.